Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to recommend you my favorite YA contemporaries. I just really felt like making this video because I feel like there's a while since I read some of these and I just want to punch in the recommendation thoroughly, even though of course I have talked about all of them and I recommend them on my channel, but I'm doing it again and making a theme video of it so that people can find it and read these amazing books. Starting off, we are starting with my favorite YA contemporary of all time. I don't think I can explain to you how much I love this. Like, my love for this series, which is now a series, it is a duology. And if it comes more, I am ready for it. I don't have words. And that is, of course, Darth the Great is Not Okay by Adib Khorram. So this one follows Darius, who is not okay. He is quite depressed and has a really turbulent relationship with his father. And then his grandpa gets sick. They go to Iran to visit his family for the first time there, like his mother's side of the family. He just struggles with connecting with his grandparents, struggling making friends, struggling connecting with himself as well, struggling with depression, which he has inherited from his father as well. There is just so many emotions in Darius which he doesn't know how to express. And my heart could not take it. Like, you read it and you're just like, oh, you know, contemporaries don't have like, you know, a plot, but you're still intrigued to see their journey for the character. That's mostly why you read them. And just Darius' journey here is so beautiful, especially like with his father. I cried and sobbed like a baby. Like, I'm getting teary right now because it's so stunning. And just with his culture as well, with the rest of his family, with himself. And there's just so many precious parts of this story that I will never ever get over. So I read it once physically and I cried like a baby, and then I reread it of course on audio and I just loved it to that still. Because the sequel came out, which I have right here, which I can just show you. And you would think, you know, that the sequel cannot top the first book. You didn't like come to a conclusion in Darius' life in the first book, because you can't come to a conclusion in life. There's always more conflicts and struggles, etc. There are still things that, you know, bettered in his life. And it's not like you started this and all that was counted and gone. It's just new things in here that still needed to be explored, still needed to be seen. And all of that is explored deeper in here. And I cannot believe, actually, that the author managed to write such a solid sequel to one of my favorite books of all time, making me love it more altogether. But yeah, I just recommend them so much. I love the first one, but the second one just like, I was gonna say tops the cake, if what you want to say. But yeah, he's also like out as gay in the second one, while in the first one it's more like, I was gonna say hinted at, but not said out directly, I would say. It's the perfect duology. If it comes to the third book, I will be ready for it. And I just cannot express my love for this enough. And I just want everyone to read it because it's so good. And then we have Felix Our Author by Kacen Callender, which is also one of my favorite books of all time. This follows Felix, who is trans and black and just trying to live his life, you know? And then his dead name is posted at his school and he's very upset about it. And he does suspect someone of doing this and is trying to kind of, I was gonna say catfish them to like expose them for like what they did, while at the same time, you know, trying to live his life, etc., like in all contemporaries, and also having a bit of a, I was gonna say not turbulent relationship, but complicated relationship with his best friend, where things might or might not happen. This book made me scream out loud when I first read it. Actually, I only read it one time, so I don't know why it's at first, but like when I read it, it made me scream. It's just so good. Going into Felix's head, not just a romance, but just the turbulent emotions, the growing up, the everything of this book. Whew, it captured my heart and I will never ever get over how good it is. I really want to reread it now that I'm talking about it. It's just so beautiful, but also just so fun, and I haven't shipped people, to say it like that, in such a long time. Cannot deal with this and just all the things it contained. So you just have to read it, okay? Then we have this beautiful You See Me on a Crown by Leah Johnson. This one follows Liz. I forget the main character's name. I'm really sorry. You know, in Felix and Darius, we had the main character's name in the title. That helped me a lot. But here, Viola Liz, who wants to get into this school, but she can't because she's poor, and then she enters this competition to become the prom queen. Then you win quite a lot of money that could help her get into school. She's also black, she's also gay, not wanting to come out in this small town that she lives in, or not small town, it's kind of a small town, I guess, I don't know. But then she starts getting a thing slash flirting with one of the other competitors in the competition. Is that gonna ruin it for her? You will see. But it's an adorable FF romance. It is just very sweet and cute, and I love like all the themes and all the like rom-com moments, I would call them. Just adore it to death. I really want a movie of this because I just feel like it's just like the perfect rom-com movie, and I was smiling like an idiot while reading it. Darth made me cry, Felix made me scream, and this one made me smile like an idiot. They all got out a different variation of feelings for me, which is why you really gotta read them to really immerse yourself. Also, I didn't like expect to love this as much. Like, I thought it would be enjoyable, but like I really fell for the story, and it easily became one of my favorites, so I really recommend. Then we have another one that I also didn't expect to love to death, which is 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. And this one is a very sad contemporary. So this one follows Beck, who is forced by his mother to play the piano intensely. Like, he's being abused, like trigger warnings for that. He's being thoroughly abused, and if he doesn't play perfectly, she will get very mad in no way that is healthy at all. Then he meets August, that kind of like storms into her life and fills it with color and splendor. I'm getting goosebumps because it's so beautiful. It's been a few years now since I read it. I was picking it up because obviously I follow Paper Fury on Instagram, but like I didn't expect it to be so stunning and sad and beautiful. Like, it was just a beautiful book that made me feel like it carved out an empty hole inside of my chest and then filled it in again with sunlight and warmth. It is just truly amazing book that I wish so many more people had read. But yeah, it's just so many stunning things to come in this when you read it. If you buy 2 editions, you can take them together to become one butterfly. That is what I want to say about that. Still I'm raving of the feelings I got when reading it. Now, again, talking about it, I really do want to reread it. Also, really recommend checking out the author's other book, The Boy Who Steals Houses, because that is stunning as well. But like, this is my favorite. But this is sad, but it has hope, okay? It has hope. Then we have The Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. And this one is the second book by the author, and it follows Emoni, who is a teenage mom. She has a daughter and, you know, is struggling slash doing that as well as she can do it. She also loves to cook food, and there's a lot of food in this book. There's a lot of tasting of food and making food, and she's just trying to see if she can do that. Also being able to, you know, raise her daughter. It's not easy to go to high school as well as trying to go to college, trying to afford that with a kid as well. She has a grandmother who is helping her though, and I, you know, didn't expect to love this, because I think I'm saying that because I don't expect to fall in love completely in contemporaries as I do with fantasies. But this is just my favorite by the author still. It is so captivating how we're following this character, wanting her to succeed and wanting her to be okay in any way that's possible. It has adorable moments, adorable, great food moments as well, and just like so many great aspects. I cannot like explain it, but like I loved it so much. Obviously this wouldn't make sense, you know? Really want to reread it as well, because it is just such a solid story that I completely fell in love with, and I just really recommend it. This is also the one that is written in prose from the author, while the other 2 are written in verse. I adore those as well, and it's nothing to do with like how it was written, why I love this more. It was just a story that captured me the most. I just adore it so much. Like, I love it so much. And I want everyone to read it, to talk with me about it. Then we have just a really fun one, which is The Heritage Games by Jennifer and Lynn Barnes, which I actually read really recently. And this is a trilogy, but the 3rd book hasn't come out yet. And I haven't even read the 2nd one because I'm scared, but I know I'm gonna love it. So this one follows Avery, who basically just inherits, I was gonna say $1 billion or something, like a lot of money. But to get the money, she needs to live for a year in like the house of the dude she inherited money from. Like, she doesn't know him at all, and we don't know why she inherited money. Needs to live with his 4 grandsons who are all really hot, and she's like, am I getting a thing with all 4 of them? Maybe no. Is she? No, she's not. But like, it's like drama, and then you're really curious for why she inherited all this money, because we are like, why? Why? They didn't know each other. Why? And I just want to know. And that's all. And it's just kind of mysteries and clues, while also, you know, having like stupid drama, but it's just very fun. Very much like, I was gonna say up my alley, while like I haven't read a lot of books like this, but like I adore this for what it was. 5 stars, obviously. And I'm just very excited to read the sequel, because I'm scared I will read it and like be obsessed and then not have the 3rd book, even though that is coming, I think, in August. But yeah, just very much recommend if you want like more, I was gonna say relaxing trash, but just high entertainment. Then we have a heartbreaking but beautiful book again, which is The Wicked King by Key Ankrum. K Ankrum. I don't know why I said key like a key. It's K Ankrum, sorry. And this one just follows 2 boys that have been best friends for a really long time. One of them sees things where they go out to chase this treasure, and it's just like a story about them being, I would say, in a kind of unhealthy relationship where they do everything for each other, and they just like go out and try to solve all these things while caring for each other so deeply. As they unravel more and more, the pages in the book become darker and darker. We start out with, you know, normal pages until they become completely blackened, and it's just a very cool design of the book. I think that also happens in the Kindle, because I read it on Kindle and the pages did change there too, while of course not as prominent as in the physical book, but just a very cool story. I didn't expect to love it to death, but of course I did. You get so immersed in what is real and what is not. Definitely trigger warnings for things in this that you need to look up, but in the end it turned out to be a beautiful story where you just wanted everyone to be okay. And are they okay? You gotta read it to find out. You should really read it. And then we also have Ace of Spades by Harida Abike Imede. This one is set at this very prestige school where we have 2 like students in the whole school. Then we get this creature called Aces. Sorry, I had to check if it was Ace or Aces. Start sending them messages, trying to like out their secrets. Follow our 2 characters trying to, you know, find out who Aces is and like why is Aces doing this to them. And then also one of the main characters is gay and the other one is bi, so there is that as well. And I did not expect to love this. Again, it was just so good. You are so curious for why. You want to figure out this mystery. You know, it's a YA kind of mystery thing. A bit like the inheritance games where like you try to figure out why she inherited this money, why this is, you know, a kind of different kind of mystery. It keeps you on the toes and you get the answers. It is just mind blown, no words. Just the themes of this book, what it delivered. I heard so many things about it where everyone loved it, and I was like, it can't be that good. It was truly the greatest time. So just marvelous, and just recommend it so much, because it was so captivating trying to find out why and trying to, you know, be with the characters and wanting them to be okay. And it was stressful, telling you, stressful, but yeah, they're behind everything, completely unraveled, completely insane. Just read it. You gotta read it to find out. Amazing book. And then we have the last one of my favorite YA contemporaries, and that is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. And this one is the debut from the author, and it was absolutely hilarious and heartbreaking at the same time, and that's what I got to say about that. So we follow Frankly, who all his life his parents have wanted him to date a Korean girl, but then he falls for a white girl, and then he fake dates his Korean girl, not a girlfriend but a girl who is a friend, so that his parents will be like happy with who is dating. You know, it's a fake dating trope, and that is how the publishers, I would say, promoted this book. It's a fake dating, but the book is so much more than that. You know, the fake dating is not even that prominent when you think about it. It's really a story about family. In the end, I would say it's more family than anything else. Getting the goosebumps again. And it hits, you know, because you read it and then you expect it to be like, oh, this cute romance. It's not cute. It's really sad, but beautiful, very beautiful. There is one thing that annoyed me in this was the writing as I was reading it. I might like it now, who knows, it's been a few years now. But the story was so good. that in the end the writing didn't even matter, that it didn't match with me, because it was such a good story with characters and just the themes and everything else was just so good that even me not matching with the writing didn't even stop me to highly rate this book and highly just punch myself, fall in love with it. So I really recommend it, and for me it was a truly stunning book that I didn't expect to be so sad in the end. That's all I gotta say. There you have it. That was my favorite YA contemporaries, whereas when talking about them I got very hyped for them and kind of remember more of how much I truly love them. And that is all my favorite YA contemporaries. Completely recommend all of these. I feel it's harder for me to fall completely in love with a contemporary, a fantasy I would say, but then I realized how many really good ones I read and how I stand behind these so completely. And I'm so lucky to have found all of these books that I love so dearly. And I would recommend them a lot, so I hope you will check some of them out. That sounds interesting to you, because I said so. And you will see me soon in a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a flower emoji down below if you enjoyed this, and you will see me soon. Bye!